Hello, Jesse and Yourworks here, back with another review, and I am feeling a little bit better than I did the past few days, but we're finally on to the LEGO Movie Summer 2014 sets. This is set number 70815. It's called the Super Secret Police Dropship. Has 854 pieces, 8 minifigures, and it retails for $80 in the United States. Now, this has been showing up at Toys R Us stores and some LEGO retail stores across America, and now let's take a look at the packaging. Much like the train station set, this is such a huge box that it barely fits my light box. You can see that. But it is a very nice looking box. I really adore the design of this. You got Cloud Cuckoo Land in the background, and you got all of your favorite heroes on the front and some villains with the Robo SWAT and stuff like that. Very cool. Interestingly enough, they don't put the names right there like on other LEGO Movie sets, but they put them on the top right there. So if you go to the back, it shows all the little play features, which is really nice. An advertisement for the movie, or sorry, not the movie, the video game. Then they have 2 instruction booklets, one right here, which has a nice little ad for DC Comics superheroes. That's pretty cool. And you got this one right here, which has a win ad, which has this kind of generic minifigure. I'm amazed they didn't put Emmett or something like that. And also, this one has a really nice, kind of, I guess you could say, an advertisement for the Summer 2014 LEGO Movie sets. And the Trash Chopper, because I believe that's the one that sold the least. They kind of just want to throw that in. But you can see the rest of the sets right there, which looks really, really cool. It's a cool layout. So now on to the minifigures. Alright, so here's the first minifigure. It's just your really kind of common form of Emmett. No variation specific to his set. You can see his front torso printing and facial printing right there with his nice hair. No new pieces or whatever. You can see his back face right there, and if you want to see his back printing, here's just another copy of Emmett. It's the same thing. Force a Piece of Resistance piece is kind of an interesting piece, but it came in basically a lot of the other LEGO Movie sets. Alright, so next minifigure is Batman. Of course, he does come with this set. You can see his front torso printing. Basically the same version, or it's really the same version from the DC Superheroes line. You got the black variation. He has that face right there, that facial expression. No exclusive prints to the set. But the deal with that is I was really hoping that they would have maybe a more kind of funny face to fit the tone of the movie, but whatever. Alright, so here's the reason why I brought this set, and also probably one of my favorite characters of all time. It's Johnny Thunder, and basically Johnny Thunder was a childhood hero to me. I used to play around with the minifigure alone from Adventurers, and then we used his face for one of the main characters in our LEGO series, at least when I say our, I mean my brother and I's LEGO series, which went on for years. I mean, it stopped in 2010. We started it around 2001, 1999, around that time. So anyways, getting past that, you can see his facial print right there is new and updated from the original version. Now this is the version from, well, at least this version right here I got from Temple of Gloom, and this is the only version I could find, and he is supposed to have a torso right there, but of course I can't find the torso. I don't know where it went. I put it in storage and I've been looking for it all day, but I can't find a torso. So I can't do a full minifigure comparison, but you can see that right there. So this one has pupils, which is really the only difference on the facial print. And I guess you could say it has darker lines or whatever, but the main difference is pupils, which is just awesome. And you can see his torso print right there. If you saw the original one, I believe the original one didn't have that shine. So that's a nice little shine to the gun. And then this one has some back printing, which was not present on the original minifigure. So all this makes him my favorite minifigure of the year, I guess, with Tremor and with Emmett and with basically half of the Simpsons minifigures. And he also has this little gun right here, which is the classic gun mold, which is just awesome that they brought that back because they do have an updated version that was used in Lone Ranger. And he also has a classic fedora type hat mold, which I believe hasn't appeared in sets for years. So that's just crazy that they brought that back. It makes me so nostalgic seeing this minifigure because I love Johnny Thunder, especially this version when I was young. I think the first time I got him was in Temple of Gloom, so that doesn't really make sense because I started the series, I guess, 2001. That set came out in, what, 2001, 2002? Whatever, but getting past that, it's just awesome that he comes in a new set, and I'm so stoked for this. So that's really the reason why I got this set. Alright, so the last minifigure of the Master Builders is the Green Ninja, which is Lloyd. This is a reissue, kind of the 2012 Lloyd. Basically, he's the exact same, besides he has the updated facial print from 2014. But other than that, he is the same version that came in the Epic Dragon Battle and the Spinner from 2012. So that is very nice that they put kind of a hard to get minifigure, because that minifigure, at least from the spinner, was really hard to get because the spinner set was so popular because it had him in there, and then the Epic Dragon Battle was extremely expensive, so it was hard to get him from there. So you can see he does have some very nice printing on his torso, and he does have that nice sword holder accessory on the back. No back facial printing, but he does have some nice back torso printing. So overall, a very nice minifigure. Alright, so there are 4 Super Secret Police team members in this set. Why do I have 2 right here? Well, because they're essentially all the same besides these 2 facial prints and some of the body armor. So the variations are that you get these 2 right here, which is just what I had to take off the back part. So these 2 right here have this little back clip, and they all have the same torso printing. And these 2 right here have the same facial printing. So you can see it's just that part right there. If you want to take a look at the back torso, it's the same. Since they do all 4 of them have the same torso printing, it's that same part right there. All 4 of them have the same leg printing, but these 2 right here have these 2 body armor pieces, which is actually a really cool piece that only comes in a Super Cycle Chase besides this set, so it is very nice that you get that. And 2 of them have the little binocular pieces, which is really nice too, because the binocular piece only comes in this Super Cycle Chase too. So that's really nice. And so yeah, that's all 4. Sorry if it's a little shady, but it's easier to do it this way because they are very, very similar altogether. So this one right here is only one with this little beanie, and this one is only with this little visor right here. So now onto the set itself. Alright, so here is the set all together. You can see there's lots of little play features. It does look really nice from the outside, but there's actually some little parts that fall off here and there, and one major flaw, which I'll kind of get into a little bit later with the winch, and I don't really want to stress out on that right now. So let's just admire the glory of the outside because it does look really cool. There's a few stickers on the side right here. You got Danger Jet Exhaust, 10th DV, 409, and Super Secret Police and then Rescue right here. That's the same on the other side too, so if you're not a fan of stickers, you're going to have to apply a lot all over, so you may want to just skip stickers, or skip adding stickers, I mean. And there's this nice printed piece right here, which is a special code, maybe exclusive to each copy of the set. I'm not entirely sure, because nobody else has this set yet. And it says AI4HC4KFB6. You could add this into the game, so if you have the game, you could add this code right here, so I'll just do a quick zoom up right there. So if you have the LEGO Movie game, it unlocks something special. So I'll put that back right there. And there's some little play features, like there's this little flick and fire missile or push missile. So you just kind of have to push it, and there you go. That one shot kind of really weak. So we'll try that one more time. There you go. So they're not shooting too well, because if you play with them, it seems like the missiles tend to get a little bit damaged. So there's that. And there's this little feature right here, which goes for the winch. And basically what happened is, you know, a winch or a hook or whatever, there's this little dropship function. And let me just take it out right here. What you're supposed to do is I guess you can put, oh yeah, you're supposed to put this little Super Secret Police guy, attach it like that so he can drop from the ship itself. And you can put him holding it like that. And you're supposed to tie it into a part on the inside that's not even, that you can't really view from here because it's in this little part right here. So you can't view it from the inside. But you're supposed to tie it onto that, and you could lower and raise it. And you can actually, there's a pretty cool feature on this side right here where you can put it so that it stops and it kind of holds it in place. And what happened with me was that the little string untied, and yeah, I can't put it back together. I can't put that part, and I can't tie it back together, because if you see on the top right here, what you gotta do is you gotta, I don't even know, they don't even have like a special way to do it. There's no way that you could do it without taking apart the whole vehicle. So once that breaks, or once that unties or whatever, which is something that happens so frequently, especially with kids playing, it's going to be a pain in the butt to put back on. I'm not going through that, because I literally have to rebuild this whole thing, and this took me hours. This happened right when I was done building it. No. I'm not going to mess around with that. It's done, and that really kind of infuriates me, if you ask me. they should have it so that's an easy module that you can take off and retie it, which they do have with most other winch and string combos and other LEGO sets. But nope, they didn't even do it with this one. So that infuriates me. That really kind of ticks me off. That's one of my major irks with this set. Other than that, we can look at this side right here, which is like the other side, like I said, except this part is red instead of blue, which was trans blue on the other side. And they don't have that little special promo code. But the door opens the same way as on the other side. And I just wanted to note the doors are a little bit top heavy like that. And you can lift them up open like that and like that. So that's a really cool little play feature. And if you go inside, there's these two guns right there, which I guess the minifigures are supposed to hold or whatever. There's this printed computer part right there on those little triangle pieces, which I believe are the same ones that come in the spaceship. And the string is supposed to be going through this hole, but it was easier to put it through this hole, so that's why it looks a little bit off. And if you go to this side right here, you can kind of see a little bit of the prison, which is a little cool separate build from this set, which I'll show you in the later part, which is a nice little feature. And once we zoom out again, there's this cool little play feature right here where you can see they're moving around a little bit. Basically, that's because on the back right here, there's this little twist part, kind of like a Technic gear, and if you twist it, it makes the jet engines kind of move down like that. So I guess once it's about to go through hyperdrive or something like that, or speed up, it goes like, and yeah, so that's really cool. I do like that little feature. That works just fine. It's not going to break or anything like that, unlike the winch feature. So yeah, getting past that, now we could go to the front. And keep in mind, when I'm going through this set, there's going to be little pieces falling off. That's kind of another part that kind of annoys me about the set. There's little pieces all throughout that kind of fall off that aren't too stable. And that's kind of a flaw if you ask me. But anyways, if we go to the front right here, you can see this nice little shield piece or this nice little cockpit piece or whatever. And this, in recent sets, has only come in the Galactic Titan set, which was from 2013, which was a Summer Galaxy Squad set. $100, and then there's a Ninja Copter set from 2014 January, which was a Ninjago set, and that was $60. So this is an $80 set, so it is nice to get this in another set, as it always is nice because it is kind of an uncommon piece, and it's a nice piece. And you can see I already fit two minifigures in the little cockpit area, or the pilot area, and they fitted just perfectly like that. And as I said, little pieces fall off here and there. So I'll just put that towel back on. And I'll take this little guy right here. So if you look here, there's this little sticker, which is kind of, it looks like a control panel with a minifigure outline. Of course, this is an upside down view, but this is how they tell you to put it. A little globe piece, or globe printing. And there's this one right here, which is a control panel. So that's some very nice little stickers. I don't mind them. They also have these little antenna pieces, so you can use them kind of as a stick shift control or whatever, which they use in a lot of sets. And there's just space really to fit one minifigure sitting down right there and right there. There's no part that kind of leads to the back or the back right here. So that's kind of cool for the front. It's kind of simplistic, but it's pretty nice and it gets the job done. And this little part on the front, there's these two little blasters. They have lots of articulation, surprisingly, because they have these ball joints. So first they're on these hinges right here, which you can see moving right there. Then they're on this kind of dome piece right here, which acts as a ball joint once you put it into this piece. And they could spin on these little wheels right here. Then they have the front tube right there, which spins around a little bit because it's on these little pins. So those you can move around all about, which is really cool. I do like that because you can move it to the back and put it facing down or whatever. So yeah, that's actually really cool. They act as nice little blasters, and that's kind of how they shoot stuff in Cloud Cuckoo Land in the movie. So that works pretty nice, and you see, as I said, little pieces fall out here and there, which is a little bit annoying when they're little play features like these, which you're going to be wanting probably to play around with these just a little bit to position them any way you want. So that's really cool, except the part that they fall off so easily. And you can see this part's falling off too. Like I said, little pieces fall off here and there. All right, going to the back, we're almost done here. What did I say? Little pieces fall off here and there. It's annoying. So, okay, going to the back, there's, you can see right here, there's that part which I showed was a twist part with these. And basically what you're supposed to do here, it's kind of a back door that you could open. So it has a nice design. It just goes down like that. And that is the jail cell. So you can see how that fits in right there. It fits in really well. So if you want to pull it out, you can kind of pull it off gently like that. And you can see the part where the gun is at. So there's not really too much space here. The only space really is for the little jail once you put it in the vehicle. And it closes up easily like that. And if you get to the jail cell part, I already put Johnny Thunder in there as it showed in the little pictures or whatever. But it's a really cool futuristic like build. I really love this build. And they have these little panels right here, which in red, in trans red, are probably exclusive to the set. I mean, I don't know if they come in any other summer sets or any old sets in particular, but I know they haven't come in any sets recently. So you could kind of put one minifigure standing up in there. I kind of just hastily put Johnny Thunder in there. They also give you these little handcuff pieces, which is a nice touch. So looking at this little jail build, you got this front part right here, which you can open and close. So they have that little handle right there. And just a little space to fit one minifigure. 360 view, bottom view. And the top view, they have this little big tile piece, which is a little bit more uncommon, but it has come in a few sets in the past few years. And so you can always fit that back in, like I said. You just gotta take that part down like that, then slide it in. There you go. So that's really cool. It fits just fine. I really like how that all works. And then the last part really is the top part. So for the top part, there's really just space to maybe fit a few RoboSwap members. And there's kind of this turret right here. And you could either use it as a turret and spin it around like that, or you could take off this part and use it as a gun. So that's really cool. I do like that little feature. There's also this sticker piece right here. And it's just a little touch. Nothing too annoying or anything to put on. There's this little part right here, which is kind of like the Super Secret Police lights. There's this little radar dish right here. Just a little detail, and then there's the lights right there. So that all together is the top, and this part flew off right here. And basically it looks like it's a little spec part, maybe to view, or maybe has a little gun or whatever. So that's pretty cool. There's also, they have some extra guns over here and some extra binoculars. You got these guns right here. And see, it won't go back on. Then there's these little binoculars right here. So there's lots of little accessories throughout the set, and I really do like that because you're probably going to want to put all your Super Secret Police people from other sets into this little vehicle and maybe buy a few of these and make a huge army. And I know a lot of people are going to buy that, but it'll be really fun to kind of use this as the main vehicle for the Super Secret Police. And as I said, pieces fall off when you try playing it together. And just one look at the bottom. There you go. You can see those little engine pieces right there, how those fit on. They were kind of Technic pieces like this, and sorry, it's on a slant, and how that feature works. So yeah, that's really it for this set. Sorry it got a little bit sloppy at the end, but you know, there's lots of little, like, I guess you could say there's lots of views you could look at this set because there's lots of little details here and there. That's really what I like about this set. But just the fact that all these pieces fall off really annoys me. So without further ado, let's go on to the final verdict. Alright, so what do I think of this set? The value on it is fantastic. Don't get me wrong. You get 8 minifigures, one of which is exclusive, and you know, one exclusive minifigure for such a high price set is a little bit irritating. But just getting 8 minifigures for an $80 set is fantastic. Especially when 4 are kind of army builder minifigures, and 2 are really hard to find minifigures, and then the other 2 are kind of these hero minifigures, so I think they really kind of spaced this out really well. Of course, the reason I brought this set was for Johnny Thunder alone. Already explained that in the minifigure close-up, but he just means so much to me, and he's such a nostalgic character. I'm glad they had this updated printing that did make him exclusive, because that's just really added to the effect of, you know, this is kind of a new take on Johnny Thunder, but not straying away too much from the original. And it's great that they did include the Green Ninja because, like I said, he was kind of hard to find back in the day. Like in 2012, he only came in 2 sets, and they were really popular sets. Or one was really, I guess it was popular, but it wasn't like that it sold out. It was just really expensive, which was the Epic Dragon Battle. And then the other one was a spinner that kept on selling out. The only thing with that is it isn't the exact same version because he does have a different face. But other than that, if you get past the minifigures, also the pieces, there is 854 pieces for $80, which is good. Now, the main flaw is probably a flaw that not a lot of people will see right now. Maybe when they get around to play with the set. If you do play with sets, you're going to see this flaw. And basically, it's the whole winch or string function, whatever you want to call it. I call it the winch function with these little parts right here. I did show that in the close-up where essentially I can't even play with the function because it broke on me right before I was about to review this set. I was playing around with it for a little bit, and then I put it down, and I see that this whole part kind of broke off. Because basically what happened was the string, I tied it on, and the string got loose, and so the string fell out of the hole. And once it falls out of the hole, oh, you are screwed because it is extremely hard to put it back on. I couldn't even put it back on. I have to literally take apart this whole set if I want to put it back on. And sorry, I'm not going to do that because that is just a waste of time in my opinion. I mean, I like the design of this from the exterior. I really did. But when you have a huge flaw like that it's really hard to put the little string back into a little hook, which maybe LEGO could have solved by putting kind of a module that you could take off and tie it back on. It just ticks me off. You guys can see I'm talking really fast now because it really genuinely ticked me off. Getting past that, there are some other stability features, like if you put this right here, it does feel a little bit wobbly. You can see, I don't know if you guys can see that, but it looks like one of the pieces might be coming off. But if you put it like that, you see it can't really stay up all the way. So that's kind of frustrating. And there's some pieces on the back right here that were kind of splitting apart when I did kind of play around with this. But those two aren't really major. The major one is this winch function because, you know, kids are going to be playing with this. And they do like to pull out the strings. And it's all right. You know, I don't really care. I don't really get too caught up when we have a string in a LEGO set or whatever. Because usually it's easy to put the string back on if it does, you know, come out. But this one, it's nearly impossible to put it back on without taking the whole part right here apart, which is just frustrating if you ask me. So I'm not going to rebuild the whole thing because they put it so early into the build. It was like bag 2 where they put that build. Maybe if it was on the top, it would have been easy to just kind of put the string back in. But I like the design for this set. It's really kind of sad because when I first saw it, I didn't really care for the design. But now since I've seen the movie and now that I have it in flesh, it is a really cool design. I mean, it looks kind of futuristic. It has some nice play features. But one of the major play features is has an extremely huge flaw of not being able to put it back together if it does break, which it could break very easily if you ask me. That just irritates me, okay? That really irritates me. But I guess I can't go too hard on this set because it's such a good value. I mean, the value in this set, you got all those cool pieces, too, that are kind of uncommon. And just the 8 minifigures, 854 pieces for $80. I'll go B on this set because, to be honest, a lot of people who get this set aren't really going to mind a little play feature breaking. Because, you know, a lot of people who are going to get this set are collectors because it is kind of a collector's set with the set of minifigures and the cool little pieces, especially Johnny Thunder. So, if you're like me and you love Johnny Thunder, I wouldn't say stray away from this set, but maybe wait on it for a little bit so you don't feel too bad once it breaks on you or whatever. But if you really want Johnny Thunder, I would say just eBay Johnny Thunder as a minifigure. Because this is a great value, but if you want to keep it, I guess you could say, not costly to get your Johnny Thunder minifigure, you're afraid to spend $80, I don't know if it's in particular really worth it for this build. So yeah, that was kind of a little rant, but thanks for watching this review. I do have some more LEGO movie set reviews soon. I actually have one more planned, so I'll see you guys later. Bye.